Hey guys, my name is Nick and welcome back to the channel, and we are back to a new battle report. This time I am facing the Drukhari. So what is considered currently one of the best armies in 8th edition. So another bit of a fear of mine, facing all of the firepower from a very accurate and highly mobile army. This time I'm bringing out my Thousand Sons and Tzeentch Daemons. We are playing with the new chapter approved points reductions, which actually hasn't affected the Dark Elder. They've all remained the same, apart from I think a Tantalus, which went up some points. But my army came down, so I've included a few more tricks and a few more units as we play a 2,000 point chapter approved 2018 mission. So let's get into the video and see how it plays out. So today I am joined by a long-term friend and fellow hobby nerd, and that is Tim. And he has brought along his Dark Elder.
Drukhari.
So let's get the official naming correct.
It's Dark Elder.
It's Dark Elder, let's be honest.
Yeah.
I have not faced Dark Elder in 8th edition at all. I hear horrible things about them. They win every competition. So this is going to be an interesting battle. How are you looking forward to facing the demons?
I've not faced demons yet, so this will be an interesting battle. I'm unsure about these. The invuln saves are going to be potentially a bit of a thing.
I'm hoping so. The Dark Lances, I'm hoping to be able to mitigate a little bit with some invulnerables.
We'll see.
We'll see
how that goes.
Yes, that's going to be a bit of a challenge. Yes. The amount of shots that you guys kick out with this army is going to be interesting. But talking of that army, let's take a look at what we have.
Sure. So this is it. I've got two detachments. I have a battalion over here of Cabal. They're my own Cabal, the Cabal of the Ossified Heart, but are using the rules of Cabal of the Poison Tongue. I think that's the one. Whatever they're called. They're ones that allow you to reroll ones with your poison weapons. I have not gone for the beardy Black Cabal of the Black Heart. I don't like that at all.
What does that one do?
That one gives you the thing of allowing you to
reroll all Dark Lance misses.
I can't remember. If only if I had that after the last game I played, it would be quite nice. But no. So these guys are all poison weaponry. I've gone for lots of poison stuff. I quite like that. In this particular one, I've also got 3 Ravagers because I quite like those. 3 Ravagers. Is that Void Raven? No, that is a Razorwing Fighter.
Razorwing Fighter.
Yep, 3. 3 Ravagers, Razorwing Fighter. I've got a unit of 20 warriors on foot, 2 Dark Lances only. These guys, I've got 2 units of 10 warriors. These guys are armed with shredders and a splinter cannons. And they also have splinter racks. I've heard there's some debate about how good they are. I quite like them, but that's just me. Over here, a unit of 9 incubi with a raider to go with it, and they are joined by the Archon and Warlord, who is here. I have another Warlord next to him being used a Witch Waddle because I don't have a second Archon at the present. So that's that. And then I also have a unit of 10 Scourges, 4 Blasters in them, and then a unit of 10 Mandrakes, which, as you can probably tell, are in the process of being painted. And then my the other detachment is just a small one, of which a Witch detachment, Cult of the Red Right Hand, using the rules for Cult of Strife. I can't remember which exactly one. +1 strength, that one there.
Yep.
And a unit of 10 witches with 3 Hydra gauntlets, 3 Reaver jet bikes, and a succubus. That is the army.
Well, that is it. So okay. 1,997, did you say?
Something like that, yes. I can 94. 1,994.
Yes. How many command points does that generate? You've got a battalion, 8 command points.
Yeah, I have 8 command points with this.
Cool.
Yes.
Right, well, let's go and have a look at my Demon and Thousand Sons combo, and we'll be back in a minute. So, facing the Dark Elder Drukhari, we have a Thousand Sons and Demon combo. People that have been on this channel before may have recognised a few of the units, but we've gone for 2,000 points. And with the chapter approved points reduction, I've been able to squeeze a few more bits and pieces in. So down here we have a battalion led by 2 exalted sorcerers, 10 cultists, 10 rubric marines, a soul reaper cannon and 2 flamers are in there, and then 20 Zangors with a twist bray and a brayhorn. That's the 1st battalion, and attached to those is my beloved Forge Fiend, the Mutilith Vortex Beast, and for the first time ever in 8th edition I'm fielding a Helldrake, which I don't hold much hope for because I think they suck. Then we have a 1st Demon Vanguard, which is a Fluxmaster, 2 Exalted Flamers and then 8 regular Flamers, and then a Demon Battalion, which is 2 Winged Demon Princes and 3 squads of 10 Brimstone Horrors. Comes in at 1,998 points and generates 14 command points. That's the most that I've ever managed to squeeze into an army before.
Nice.
So, got a few points to burn, but you have some trickery to deny stratagems. So
I don't, because that's Cabal of the Black Hand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's Cabal of the Black Hand, which I do not use.
That was a big fear of mine, you know?
No,
where you sit there and go, you're going to use that important stratagem? Oh, no, you're not.
Also, it costs 4 command points.
Oh, it went up, didn't it? Went up.
Yeah.
So there we go, we're going to check out our missions, and then when we be back, we'll have a look at the deployment. So the deployment is complete. We are playing from chapter approved 2018 Vital Intelligence, which is the 1st Eternal War mission. There are 5 objectives and they are placed down like a dice number 5. So we have 1 in the middle, and then they have to be pre-measured so that we have 1 equidistant from each corner, which we have here. Now the interesting part of this is on a 6 all objectives are in play. And any other result, that 1 objective that comes up on a dice, if we roll 5 for example, puts that 1 in play. All the others are only worth 1 point at the end of each turn, and the 1 in play is worth 2 victory points at the end of each turn. So rolling a 6 could be a high scoring round.
Could be.
Or anything else could be a low scoring round. So Tim, I won to pick the sides, which meant that you deployed first, which means you potentially go first. So let's run through the deployment. So down here in this corner I have some Brimstones and my cultists, all just sort of cowering near objective 4. Across the middle here, just desecrating these statues, is some more Brimstones, and behind there is my Warlord and 20 Zangors, and then cowering for fear of his life, because I need a 6 to go first. There's no roll off here, it's going to be a steal or no steal. Is my Forge Fiend, and then over here, Demon Princes, Mutilith Vortex Beast, Helldrake, the Rubric Marines with my other Sorcerer, and then 2 Exalted Flamers, and then at the bottom there is the 3rd unit of Brimstone Horrors. In the Warp I have my Flamers and my Fluxmaster, and for taking 2 relics it's cost me 3 command points pre-game, so I'm down to 11 before we begin. And let's take a look at the interesting points for Tim's army. He did have 3 raiders over here, but Ravagers, sorry. Yeah. 3 command points later.
2 command points for that one.
I'm getting that all wrong. So I'm going to get the wrong name and the wrong value. There's a good start. They redeployed over here as part of some sneaky misdirection of the stratagem abilities. But everything else that stood still, do you want to run through what we have here?
Sure, so I've got a Ravager, 3 Dark Lancers here, a unit of 20 warriors with a Archon sitting there. Again, another Ravager with Dark Lancers at the top to take advantage of the high ground there. Unit of Incubi in a Raider with an Archon in it, 2 units of warriors in Raiders over here, and then I have another Ravager and with disintegrators this time, and then 1 the other side of that. It is, and 1 Razor Wing Jet Fighter. And
you've got lots of stuff that isn't down yet.
I also do have lots of stuff that isn't down yet. So I have a unit of Scourges flying high, a unit of Mandrakes in Aelendrach. I've just realised I did not deploy my unit, or my 3 units of these. This unit of 3.
We'll stick those down in a second.
And then I have a unit, 2 units in the Webway using the Webway portal. 3 command points to do so, but I've got a Succubus and 10 Witches in the Webway.
So you spent an awful lot of command points.
I spent 5.
You spent 5 command points pre-deployment.
Yes.
Which is an expensive investment.
It is, considering I only have 8 to begin with. Compared to you having 14.
Yes.
I feel a little undergunned there.
Which is going to actually waste one of my abilities. I've got the chance to regen a command point.
Every time I use one.
Every time you use one. Now you haven't got very many to actually use.
I don't know.
Well, do pre-game ones count? Do I get to use those? I don't know.
Have a check that one.
We will, yeah. I guess every time you use... I don't know. Well, we'll check that.
Yeah.
I might get some points back.
Yeah, you might give that.
Although it's per turn these days, not per strategy use. Probably not, really. No. So we'll ignore that.
Yeah.
So the important thing is, you're going to go first because that's the mission.
Unless you roll a 6.
Unless I roll a 6. So
let's do this.
Am I going to roll a 6?
No.
I am going to roll far from a 6.
Yes.
So you get first turn.
I do.
And what is your initial battle plans for the first turn, other than just to blast me off the board? Do you have any tactics other than
run away and hide? No. So, not knowing the demons that well, I have played Tzeentch Thousand Suns before, and I know that they are quite expensive. But not knowing.
Hey, they come down by 2 points a man.
Oh really?
They're super cheap.
Super cheap now. Yeah. So. I'm not sure what I think. I want to get rid of them first because I would try and limit the number of psychers that you have. I have not taken the relic the anti-psyker relic. I was tempted, but I did not because I still wasn't sure just how much you would have. So I'm going to deal with them I think is one thing. Obviously, I want to try and deal with your where we can deal with the troops that are holding. You've got on objectives. So I believe you've got a unit. You've got your brimstones there and there, taking that.
And that's going to be luck of the dice draw whether they're going to be worth 1 or 2 points, right?
But yeah, it's true. But you still get one. You can still get points.
1 point can rack up quite quickly if you don't deal with them. Yeah.
I want to move forward, try and claim objectives. So I will probably move forward to claim objective 3, ideally. And then we'll go from there and probably move forward as well with some other stuff. We'll see how we get on.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Sounds like a plan.
So when we'll be back, we'll have Tim's first turn and we'll see whether those plans came to fruition and my army is dead. We'll find out soon enough. So the end of the Drukhari first turn, and yeah, did you miss with the Dark Lance?
I don't think I missed an entire turn.
And how many have you got?
I have 2, 5, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15.
15 Dark Lances, none of which missed,
no.
And the result was quite painful.
It seemed to, yeah.
So for this particular one, this was the objective in objective 1, so this is the one worth 2 points, everything else is worth 1 at the end of the battle round. So at the end of the first turn we'll calculate those points.
Yeah.
But yeah, you did a little bit of movement, so this guy flew over to here and shot laser bolts out of his backside.
Yep.
And everything else over here kind of edged forward and played around with line of sight.
Tried to.
Successfully, I'd say.
Yeah.
As this thing here was firing lances through windows, through that. Yeah, and the casualties were pretty horrific. So let's start with this boy. So the Mutilith Vortex Beast is no longer here. Scoring you first strike, which is basically we both get the opportunity for first blood. So that was going to explode. I did have to burn a command point, otherwise all my units within 6 inches would have suffered D6 mortal wounds. So that would have been
quite tragic.
Quite tragic. So it's tragic enough losing him already. The Forge Fiend got shredded, literally. He's down to 2 wounds. I lost a couple of Rubric Marines. I lost a couple of Brimstone Horrors.
You did had some really good saves with your Rubrics.
Yeah, so I had 6 in-bun saves and I made 5 of them off the first roll. So that was quite impressive. Other than that, it all went horrendously badly. Lost a couple more to morale, so I've got 1 little dude up here. I lost a couple down here. So I need to weather another whole turn of shooting before any of my reserve stuff actually arrives, which probably isn't going to be enough to save the day. This could be a 2-turn game. But we'll start off and we'll go into the Thousand Suns turn 1. I don't really have a plan at the moment, other than to potentially try and get you into combat and stop things shooting at me, even though you've got fly keywords and you'll just back away. So I need to kill things in a 1 turn. So yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I guess I'm going to send Demon Princes and Helldrakes forward, try and warp time some stuff. Maybe Dark Matter Crystal these guys and try and get them somewhere else, and see where we get to. I mean, I could jump onto the objective and try and get 2 points and play the game that way. Who knows? Could be a tactic to try.
but I just need to try and weather the storm. I've got to weather the storm again. Can you actually miss a Dark Lance next turn, please?
I will try my best.
It might prolong the game, otherwise this could be very quick. Be a very short evening.
It will.
End of turn 1 for the Thousand Suns and the Demons, and we did a little bit back at you.
Yeah.
So we started with some movement, and I ran forward with these little guys here and got a 6-inch run to get onto the essential objective number 1. So that's worth some points, but we'll total up the points in a minute. This guy here actually regened a wound, and thanks to temporal manipulation from the sorcerer over here, bunged on another couple of wounds, putting him into his middle profile. Very important for the Forge Fiend, especially when it came to shooting. Other movement then, so my lord sort of moved out into no man's land as the 2 demon princes leapt forward, allowing me to warp time one of them, which ended up over there, which was quite cool, and also allowed me to prescience on to this guy as part of my psychic phase. Couple of smites going on from this guy here and the demon princes that are now far forwards. And then some shots from the Exalted Flamers, and as you notice, there's now a bunch of vehicles that are missing.
Yeah.
So a combination of Smite and the blue flames of Tzeentch took out one of your raiders.
Yep.
4 guys failed to get out of the burning wreck.
Yep.
And also lost 1 to morale. So there's a little unit there. This demon prince was diabolically strengthened, charged into another one, and ripped that out of the sky. And this guy.
2
a couple of casualties with that explosion.
Yeah.
And then this guy who had been warp time charged into the one with the incubi in it, but did 6 damage. Not enough really, but que sera. And then the Helldrake flew over here, did some bale flaming, and then did some charging. And that Ravager down there, down to how many wounds now?
2 wounds.
2 wounds. 2 wounds. So ripping it asunder with some claws.
Yep.
Going back to some shooting then, this the Forge Fiend, I did a stratagem on him to allow reroll hits and wounds, coupled with prescience, meant a lot of damage over here. So this one here took 8 damage, putting him down to just a 2 damage profile.
Not good.
And that was pretty much the combination of all of the charges, shooting and psychic phase.
Do not forget, we missed your...
But these guys here, who I used the Dark Matter Crystal, and then with the command point and the Brayhorn, failed to charge and lost 4 to Overwatch, and then just stood there like lemons. So yeah, thanks for that.
Welcome.
Well, that's my bad dice. I rolled a 7, plus 1 for the Brayhorn, needing 8. Re-rolled that 2, it became another 2. So not great, but let's tally up some points.
Yeah, I make you on 5.
You make me on 5.
Yeah.
You're on 1 from your turn, right?
I was on 1 from my turn from the first strike.
From first strike. No, and you had.
I also contain 2 objectives.
So that puts you on 3.
Puts me on 3. You have 3 objectives, one of which is the double one.
Which is one of yes.
So that's 4 plus you have a first strike.
Plus a first strike as well. 5-3. End of turn 1.
Yep.
What's going to be the counter punch here? Because we've got some deep striking
now
units
we've
to
got
come
deep
in.
striking down. So now I'm contemplating where to put deep striking. I'm contemplating several things. It's that thing of the Demon Prince is the thematic thing to deal with. I say thematic. It's a big thing right here. So I'm thinking Incubi are probably gonna hopefully make some work of that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Witches may be coming down to deal with these, plus a Succubus as well. I've got to deal with that. I think I need to deal with that Forge Fiend as well. So I've got to work out. I'm tempted as well though, just to have my Archon. I mean, tactically it makes no sense, but my Archon does like taking general, does like going for the enemy warlord. So I'm tempted to go to get him out and run him over to your warlord, who's just sitting on a disc on his own lonesome.
Yeah, but he's hard. He's hard.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just that's all the excitement for playing the game. Yeah. Other than that, I'm not entirely sure. Scourges as well, but I'm still determining where they're going to come down. Potentially around here, maybe. They can deal with them, but that chappy over there is a bit of a pain as well. So we'll see. I've got to work out what's best to go where at the moment. It's the deep striking things.
It's the deep striking, concerns. Once we get the tape measure out and measure where you can get to, where you can't.
Exactly. That's the thing. So we'll see.
We'll see, and when we come back, we'll see exactly how. We'll see.
Yeah.
As we go into the Drukhari turn 2. So we're now at the end of the Drukhari turn 2. Let's cover some movement first. First one here, the flyer flew over to here and did not a lot.
Not a lot this time.
He did. He killed a few of those, didn't he?
Yeah,
and that was pretty much it. So he didn't do a huge amount. He was kind of limited with direction and everything else, and then visibility of targets and so on. Other movements, you didn't do a huge amount, but let's talk about the deep striking. So you didn't bring in the guys with the wings.
I did bring in my scourges. No, I brought in the
mandrakes.
With the demon prince over here, I felt I needed to deal with it, so I brought some mandrakes down and a succubus as well. So the mandrake can be potent in shooting,
and they were.
They in fact removed it out of the way completely.
As you can see, it is no longer there because 6s to wound is mortal on top of everything else.
Yep.
And I didn't survive that.
No, and then the succubus is now kind of left there going, oh well, there's not a lot for me. I wish I'd been over here to hopefully do some extra wounds over there. But
other shooting though, so let's do a bit more shooting. So that guy there killed a couple more rubrics over here, so no morale to worry about. But everything else, shooting-wise,
I had 3 dark lances over here. We have taken the Helldrake down to 2
down to 2. He will regenerate 1 though.
He will,
because he can. But lots of shooting from here has reduced this blob of 20 down to 6.
Yeah.
And I have spent 2 command points. They don't run away. I'm down to 2 command points. And then we went into some combat.
Yep.
So I'll cut in the combat for this guy. So towards the end of the combat phase, we're going to be rolling this live on camera because this is Archon 2+ Shadowfield Warlord against my Warlord. I've already taken a wound. You've got 5 wounds, I've got 4.
Yeah.
I have interrupted combat specifically to do this for 2 command points. So yeah, he has got a 2-up invulnerable save, so maybe you might fail it.
I might do. I can't re-roll it.
And you can't re-roll it under any circumstances. No command point re-rolls for that, which you could do, I think, when it first came out. What did it specifically say?
So I don't know if it was in the index, but in the codex it's always been there.
So important rolls. I'm going to get to go first. So my sorcerer has 4 attacks hitting on 2s.
All hit.
All hit. I have a force stave, so I am strength 6. Are you toughness 3?
I'm toughness 3.
So I'm wounding on 2s. You have 4 invulnerable saves to make, sir.
1 at a time they have to be, I believe. I believe is the thing.
Oh, because as soon as it fails,
it immediately fails. It's gone. What's the minus after that?
Minus 1.
Okay, so after that he has a 6-up armor save. Loves it. 2. 3, 4.
Damn you!
Alright. I'm going to do that combat now.
Are you?
In fact, no, we're not. We're going to save that until last.
You're saving?
He's going to go and bitch on that.
Oh.
In fact, no, well, this doesn't matter. Cause
it doesn't matter what order
you can't interrupt me now.
So
yeah, we'll do that one now.
All your charges now, go ahead.
So I need 2s. I'm re-rolling 1s. So they will hit. I'm strength 4. With my strength 3 normally, plus 1 strength for my
4
thing. But I re-roll 1. So 4s.
Hold the line here.
Oh.
I get 1 attack from my disc.
Ooh. Hits.
Which hits. And faster win. Okay. There we go. Anti-climax for you. Move on. Move on.
So I need 4s to 4s. I re-roll in 1s. Re-roll that 1. There we go. So that's 3 wounds. We're looking at minus, I believe, 2. Yep, minus 2.
So I want a 5-up save for 2.
There we go.
I found them both. How much damage do they do?
D3 each.
Oh!
For the maximum of 6.
Maximum amount of 6. That is my Warlord dead.
And on top of that, because it's just a thing which I feel you have to do, I'm going to pray that they don't use my stratagem, pray they don't take you alive to reduce your leadership across the board by 1 for the remainder of the game.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome. I mean, the other one is better, but I just feel that the soul trap is a better one to do. And theoretically, you can do both, but I feel that, you know, I can't steal your soul and keep you alive to keep your screams going for the rest of the battle. It kind of doesn't really work that way. So
no, fair enough.
I'm not going to do that.
But we'll carry on with the rest of the combat. That was something I wanted to record for shits and giggles.
For prosperity.
Prosperity, that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
We rolled that.
Warlord is dead.
The Warlord is dead. And then the combat over here didn't actually go that well for you.
It did not. Maybe I should have spent the command point on the sixes to hit, but
so this was the first round of combat that you declared before I interrupted on the Warlord.
Yep, I felt the Incubi needed to get in and do with the large number of attacks that they have, the AP and everything like that. I thought, yeah, they need to go first. Unfortunately, I only did 1 wound.
One damage in total, and I killed 3 of you in return.
Yeah, not good.
Malefic Talon's doing the business, and Feel No Pain letting you down a little bit.
It did, yes.
I did roll 2 bad. I only need 2s to win, I rolled 2 1s.
Yeah.
Boo.
Boo indeed.
Boo indeed.
My Archon did nothing, alas, and that was it for
that. Was pretty much it. So we don't do any points.
You don't do any
points. You've got to say
yet.
the Warlord, though, so you get a point for Warlord.
Yep. So I'm now up to 4.
And note that our key objective point thing is number 3 this turn. That was the dice rolled. So I've got a funny feeling next turn, unless I can outnumber you there, because they're infantry, they're going to objectively secure that.
Yes.
You're going to get a point automatically here then, so that puts us on 5-4 to me at the moment.
Currently 5-4 to you.
But I'm going to struggle to get that one next turn, so we're going to have to try and mitigate that somehow.
You've still got 3 coming though from.
Yeah, I've still got 3 that I'm holding over here, so that's going to be 3 points. But moving into is this my turn 2?
Turn 2.
My turn 2, which means my reserves can come on, which means we might see some flamer action, which could impact stuff over here, because flamers are awesome. So my plan really is to try and mitigate that, maybe drop the flamer bomb in over here somewhere.
Deal with the troops.
Multi-split fire and all kinds of shenanigans can go on over here. And because I've saved these guys, I don't really know what to do there. I might charge that way and get rid of the bikes because they're holding that objective, whereas those guys technically are doing nothing because there's no objectives there at the moment, but they do dish out lots of guns.
They can do, yes.
So flamers landing there could be quite tasty. You've got 20 troops there.
I do.
So flamers could make a mess there, but if I'm playing for the game and playing for the objective, this has really got to be the focus. So we'll see what we can do. I have reduced a lot of your mobility. A lot of your vehicles are on bottom tier stuff. So
well, I've now got I've got 3. I've got 1 raider, 3. All 3 ravagers are here, but that's on bottom tier because that's on 2 wounds. This is full.
That's full strength.
This is on 2 as well.
That's on 2 as well. So I'm down to 2 command points, which could affect what I'm going to be doing, because some of the stratagems I like to use might get chewed up here, but we'll see what we do, and we'll see what the flamers do as we head into the Thousand Suns turn 2. So the end of the Thousand Suns turn 2. God, we've been playing for hours.
It feels like it, doesn't it?
So as expected for the movement, I moved these guys down here to take aim at his Warlord. Warlord is no longer here, we'll get to that in a second. He stood still, they stood still.
He stood still.
My cultist, who's still going, is still stood still. These guys stood still, but the flamers did arrive, and I landed them here. They were 9 inches away from a unit there, and the mandrakes over here. And then the Demon Prince was still in combat. This guy moved up a little bit here, and this guy moved up a little shimmy just to get in range of the Ravager over there. And then my Helldrake kind of moved in the middle so that he could Bale Flamer out and then recharge back into the vehicle. That was pretty much all the movement. Psychic wise, all the Brimstones tried to smite and they failed miserably, as expected. He failed his Flickering Flames and cost me a command point because he rolled Snake Eyes and I didn't want him to perils and die. And this guy here regened another couple of wounds back over here. He's loving life. And then smited your Warlord for 1 damage.
1 point of damage, yep.
And then we moved in. He smited and killed another couple of Incubi as well. 3 Incubi with a smite, which was pretty nice. That was the psychics done, and then we went into some shooting. And these guys let rip, and on the 3rd armour save that he was required to make, 2nd armour save required to make,
alas,
the Shadowfeld failed, and then the rest of the damage just ripped through him.
Yep.
And yeah, he no longer lives, which gives me a Slay the Warlord.
It does.
But yours only cost you 70 something points, and mine cost 140 something points. So mathematically, he's done his thing.
Yeah.
Other shooting of note then, I split fire with these guys. So 4 piled into these guys here. Those guys are no longer there. That's what happens when flamers do their thing. However, these guys only killed 3. It's disappointing amount of damage.
I was quite surprised.
And some feel no pain and everything else that you had going on.
There were an awful lot of invuns.
There were
some feel no pain.
Yeah, 5 plus invuln, and then the feel no pain equivalent.
Yeah.
So a lot of them survived. And then this guy here, a bit of a hero move. I did spend a command point, which I had got back earlier because you used a stratagem, and I got a 6 with my Helm of the Third Eye. Got me a command point back. Split fire with these Hades cannons, and the last 2 wounds on that Ravager there.
Which is no more.
And
this Raider here.
And that Raider there. They were both
also
on 2 wounds. So all I needed to do was get 1 set of damage through to remove those. And he succeeded. So I think that 1 command point was worth it to get rid of those incoming shots. Even though they're degraded profile, they weren't hitting very well, but they were hitting enough.
Yeah.
Plus the speed of those things could still get you onto some objectives. So I think it was worth the investment. Combat down here then. We moved into the combat phase. The guy here, the Demon Prince, killed the remaining 3 incubi, but took 2 wounds in return from the Archon. I did put all the attacks into the incubi to kill them off. These guys over here charged into the jet bikes. Unfortunately, I bounced off and died twice in return, but passed the morale just about. And that was all of the combat. Really? I did try to charge with the flamers into the mandrakes, failed miserably.
Overwatch did nothing.
Yeah, Overwatch did nothing, and that was kind of a moot point. I think I rolled a 5 for the charge, and it was pretty poor. The Helldrake, who is down to just 1 wound after some mutual combat over here. You're on a wound, I'm on a wound.
It's all to play for.
It's all to play for with a combat monster, and we're both hitting on the same...
Both hitting on 5. I've got 1 attack. I'm only strength 4 though. So
I've got 2 attacks.
There we go. But you do regen a wound if you're still alive.
Yeah, but that's still going to keep me bottom profile. So yeah, you're going to back away and probably shoot me. So we'll see.
There's a distinct possibility of that. Yes.
Bring on the trumpet. See that even your phone's announcer has said so. But we're going to move into the Drukhari turn 3.
Before we do that, points.
But let's have a look at the points at the end of the battle round.
I think you've gained 1. So you've gained 4.
4. Slay the Warlord.
That one.
Oh yes, I now take that as well. So I've got 1 for Slay the Warlord.
And 4.
1, 2, 3, and now 4. So that's 5 points. But you claimed 2 for that one.
Yeah, so it puts me up to 5 in total. 6 because of Slay the Warlord.
Yes.
And
I was on 5. I'm now up to 10.
So it's looking good for you.
It's looking better than it did after turn 1, where I thought this wasn't going to go beyond turn 2.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie, it's not doing well for me. But
you still got another unit to come in.
I've got 2 units to come in, and I've got 2 units to come in, and I can now bring my my fighter a bit more round into play, and it's just then this is the unit that I'm worried about most at the moment, just because I have some combat-y units and automatic hitting, flamers which hit automatically.
The Overwatch on these guys is horrific.
Yeah, so I'm not particularly happy about that. But we'll see. I can still put out a large amount of firepower.
But the interesting thing is going to be where the objective goes. Shall we see? If you want to roll the objective,
let's do that now,
see what number we get to. Because if it's 6, it could be interesting. It's a 2.
Where is 2? What are you? That's a 5.
That's a 5. 2 is here.
2 is there. Oh dear.
So this is now worth 2 points for the next turn. That could influence where your deep strike's going to go, but I'm hoping that the 9-inch bubble now between these might prevent that. It could be a bit tight.
We'll see. That's what she said.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yes.
And go from there.
But this one is now the key one, worth 2 points. Everything else is now worth a point as we move into
Drukhari turn 3.
As we move into Drukhari turn 3. So the end of the Drukhari, I can't pronounce that properly. Dark Elder. End of Dark Elder, turn 3. How did you think that went, Tim?
Not well. It was not as well as I was hoping for. An awful lot of invulnerable saves were made.
There were a lot of invulnerable saves, and you made some brave choices, I thought.
I did.
So let's start with some movement. So this guy flew down here,
to deal with
the Forge Fiend,
and also have some anti-infantry stuff. So hopefully, I can
deal with this. You deep struck some witches down here.
Yep.
And your
called Scourges
over there.
Really, that was the only place I could go with the Scourges.
And then that guy just moved out of combat. And that
these guys moved forward,
and he dropped off of cover.
He did drop out
for some line of sight.
Yeah, and then the Archon dropped back. Still unsure what. I'm still possibly thinking that wasn't the best of moves. I was going to end up.
It's brave.
It was. I was good thinking of using a stratagem, and then didn't in the end. So yeah, what am I on? Am I still got? No, I'm only on one. So
we're on a point, command point each.
That's it. So I used a reroll instead, and that kind of meant that didn't work.
So we moved into some shooting then, and then the first thing you got brave with was this guy here.
So this Ravager, this was I think one of the last things to do. I had 3 prime targets with it. I have 3 weapons. I felt just how greedy do I want to get.
And I'm on a wound each with the Helldrake, the Demon Prince, and this guy here. This guy's down to a wound after this thing shredded it.
With
and
2 Dark Lances.
2 Dark Lances took 7 damage off of it, and I fluffed any save that I had on that. So he lost 8 wounds down to lost 7 down to 1. So he had 3 targets.
3 targets, 3 weapons. I was like, yeah, what's the worst that can happen? I'm within 6 inches of an Archon, so I can re-roll ones. Fluffed, I rolled a 2, obviously, to hit him. Hit the Helldrake, so that's rubbish.
Yep.
I hit the Demon Prince, which was wonderful, and wounded it as well. Unfortunately, a 6. A roll of a 6 was an invulnerable save there.
Yes.
Didn't help matters.
And then you shot down to this one.
I also hit that.
You did.
And I wounded it.
You did.
Unfortunately, a 6 again, I think, or it was either 5 or 6.
It was a 5 or a 6 on the invuln, wasn't it?
On the invuln was enough to stop it, which was not what I was hoping for.
However, what did go well was you noticed my unit of flamers are no longer here.
Yeah, I threw enough in the flamer shots is such a scary thing for my army. Having faced Deathwatch with flat cannons before, it's not something I want to do. I want to charge into, and I do have some chargy units. So I decided, you know what, let's not do that. Instead, I fluffed a roll, and I fluffed some charges, as is my usual way with my army. Even with rerolls, we're on battle round 3. So
yeah, these guys tried to charge, and they fluffed.
They failed. The Mandrakes tried to charge. They fluffed it.
But your succubus did get himself up to here.
She did get up there.
Herself, I'm assuming gender here.
She did get up there. Unfortunately, I did not realise that Exalted Flamers have a flamer attack.
So two wounds on the Overwatch.
Yeah,
and then 2 wounds in the combat.
Yeah, she was a bit rubbish. To 1.
To 1. Yeah, back. I took a wound, and you took 4 in total.
I
did.
So. What was nice though, I have removed combat over there, so you are dead. So that unit is no longer being contested.
You did shoot some. You shot these brimstones.
I did. I shot the brimstones. Did nothing.
You did 3 wounds.
I did 3 wounds. Double 6.
Two 6s for the invuln, and the same over here. Both units taking 3 wounds each. And I managed to pass 2 out of 3 invulnerable saves. However, over here, that didn't work out.
No, it did not. I mean, to be fair, there's a large amount of firepower.
Yeah, and I did luck out from the 30-something shots coming in at me.
I did also try to shoot your lone guardsman, and I did wound him. Unfortunately, again, saves of 6 were coming out of, or saves of 5.
There's a 5 because he was in cover on that one.
And
but however, my normal man of the man unit, or my unit of the match, Zangors, have sucked all game. All they've done is just get whittled away, and they can't even beat these poxy little bikes in combat. No. So they've been utterly rubbish, but past his morale, so he's still there. But I had like 6 of them attack 3 bikes, and you're now outnumbering me. That's not right.
Yeah.
It's not mathematically correct,
yeah.
But there we go.
There we go.
Swings and roundabouts.
Over here, I did fall back with the Demon Prince. Fall back from the Demon Prince again, as I said. Not entirely sure that was correct. I did choose to split some fire.
Yes.
I'm unsure, still unsure whether I should have done that or not.
You did. You fired some
into the flamers
weapon into him.
Rapid fire weapon. Yeah. Rapid fire 3. So the splinter cannon into him. He died. It didn't. It did a wound.
I had to I did my invulnerable. I had to do a stratagem reroll.
You did.
I did.
Yes,
so
you
it cost
did.
me a command point just to keep him alive. Totally worth it. The other guns went in and contributed to the flame of death.
Yes.
And then you charged in and then fluffed it, and then I killed 5 of you in return because malefic talons are horrific.
They are. And that was that.
And that
really
was where she blows. Really.
Over to your turn 3.
You didn't score any points.
I've got 1 here. I'm still.
Oh no, yeah. But at the end of the
at the end of that, no. All of the things I can.
But you are currently claiming a line breaker at the moment.
I've got, yes I do, yes.
So that will count at the end of the game potentially.
If I'm still there.
And equally I'm only like a couple of inches away from doing similar from over here or here. But we won't worry about that just yet. But no additional points for because Warlord's already dead and we've already scored the first blood thing.
We have, and the line breaker is at the end. So really, it's just down to the things. I have a suspicion I think you might be doing it.
I don't know. All this stuff on one wound. I'm going to regen a couple of wounds, but they're still bottom tier. But objective. What am I going to do next? I mean, got one. I'm going to claim 2 for that. I've now lost that one.
Yep.
I still claim that because you're not troops and I am.
Troops, no.
So at the moment I'm sitting on 2, 3, 4 more points, which is important. But we don't know what the next one's going to be. I mean, if it turns into a 6 on the next one, that could really open it up.
Yes, we'll see.
I might continue to ignore that in this turn because this on bottom tier is going to struggle to hit it. We've got 1 command point left for his stratagem again, which may have to be used. I'm either going to shoot him or shoot this Ravager that is really annoying me because that is still on full.
Yeah.
Although, and I can't you tied him up in combat, which means I can't now charge him.
Yeah. Which
is a little bit annoying. Although I could just smite the 2 dudes and then charge him potentially. That would be an option. And then these guys down here are going to have to look at these guys over here, and then we've got this 2 blobs over here. Yeah, it's difficult. I've got not a lot of stuff left.
But you are still claiming objectives. And
but I'm scoring points, which is the important thing. Always play the objective, kids, if you're listening. So yeah, we'll see what we do as we move into the Thousand Suns turn 3. So we are at the end of the Thousand Suns turn 3. Interesting game, interesting turn I thought. So movement wise, the rubrics came around here and then basically shot into here, killing 5 of those. This guy tried smite and pistol shooting the one succubus who's hiding up here on a wound and fluffed it all entirely. What else happened? So the 2 flamers, the exalted flamers, sort of moved from over here into the middle here and then just fell out of combat for the fly keyword, and then flamed the mandrakes, removed the mandrakes. And then what else happened? We had a bit of smite from him, taking the last wound off of that Ravager.
You did indeed.
And my Demon Prince killed the 1 remaining guardsman. He did smite. I was hoping to kill the 2 with a smite attack and then charge that Ravager over there, but alas, rolled 1 mortal wound. Killed him in combat and then consolidated into the Archon. Managed to do a wound over there on the bikes. And then the remaining combat was these units all piled into here and killed 5, I think, in total.
4. 1, 2. We've got to do morale first.
We have to do some morale actually, so we could do that while we've got the camera rolling.
So over here, the Legion of 8, I believe. Should know my own army list, but there we go. Scourges. No, Scourges. Here we go. Legion of 8. There we go. Lost 4. So it's a 4. Make it. They are fine. Yep. The witches are also Leadership 8, and they are at 2. They love it.
So that is all the morale to worry about.
It is.
Let's have a look at the points, because this is worth 2.
Yep.
So I scored 2 for that.
Yep.
I have that one with the 1 guy over there.
Annoyingly.
3. That one there for 4.
Yep.
Consolidating away from that's cost me a point though.
It has.
But he's on a wound. I needed to be tied up somewhere. Even though you can't. He can fall back, can't he? Yeah.
She can, yeah.
Yes. So 4 points.
Yes. Puts you to 14.
14 plays 6.
14 plays 6. I have a feeling you may be winning this one, but
I don't know. Do you want to roll to see what the next objective is going to be, though?
It is going to be 4.
Objective 4.
That one right
there.
Which
is the one over here.
Oh, that's a bit of a poop.
Occupied by the brimstones.
Well then.
So,
I have my work cut out for me.
What's the plan? Other than to fall back and shoot the crap out of the Demon Prince. I think fall back and
shoot the crap out of the Demon Prince.
Yeah.
I need to deal with stuff over here, so I think the Scourges will be... Well, I haven't got enough command points to do a fall back and shoot thing, which is annoying.
You're on 1 point, aren't you? And I'm on 0 command points. I've burnt all my command points.
Which is interesting, because I had 8 to begin with. I used 5.
I used 5 pre-game, yes.
Yeah. Witches are going to be going towards, I think, the rubrics, and just hope that Overwatch isn't going to do it.
Yeah, I have killed off my flamers, so I didn't think they were going to be as effective, but I wish I'd kept them now.
Yeah, the mandrakes unfortunately are dead, which is upsetting me.
I needed to get rid of them. Those mandrakes are horrifically good.
They can
I don't know what they are points wise. Are they expensive or
16, 17 points each? 16
they're
points.
quite expensive, but
Quite expensive. I think yeah, 16 points each.
Yeah, quite nasty a unit though.
So then it's just a matter of what am I going to dealing with? How am I going to deal with that unit over there?
Well, this guy.
Yeah.
He may be out of range with some of his weapons when he flies his minimum range though, because he's going to have to go.
He's got 40 inch range with his missiles. So I mean, I can turn over here. I'm thinking he's going to come this way.
I mean, you're still going to get the shots in at them.
Yeah.
But if you don't kill them.
And that's the thing. So these guys are going to move forward. I do think my succubus is going to fall back. And then I can just unload a very large amount of.
Yeah, my demon prince is toast. Whatever.
There, I think that's what's going to happen there. My Ravager is probably going to move. I don't know where the Ravager's going to go yet. I really want to deal with the Forge Fiend more just because it's off than anything else.
Which is incidentally back up to 4 wounds thanks to temporal manipulation again, and its regen. So from 1 wound back up to 4. So
yeah,
it was mid tier, which meant I did do some shooting. Actually, I forgot to mention I did do some shooting and take off 4 damage off of that thing.
You did.
Still top tier, but
it is. But we'll see.
Hitting on 5, and I'm out of stratagems to buff him. So
yeah. So I think that's it. Well, let's see how it goes.
Let's see how turn 4 goes for the Drukhari. So the end of the Dark Elder, turn 4, and we saw some bold saving,
an awful lot of bold saving,
some risk it for the biscuit manoeuvres. This is the valuable points over here. This is the 2-pointer, right? So you moved this guy over to here, because you had to, pretty much, and then fired out of his arse that way. We'll get to that in a second. The witches then moved up around here, along with the succubus that was around there.
Was
the operative term. Those guys fell back out of the multi-combat over there, and then these guys kind of moved up a little bit. That's pretty much all the. This moved forward. That was all the moving.
That was it.
That's
all that I had left.
All that you had left, and then we went into some shooting, and you notice the Helldrake is no longer there. That did take 6 Dark Lances at it before it finally lost 1.
No, that went down.
You fired 2 from that. 2 from that squad. Did you?
I fired 2 from that at it. So it was 4 Dark Lances.
4 Dark
2 from
Lances.
that. 2 from that.
And then finally it lost.
It destroyed it. It went down to the flyer. Your Demon Prince, which was here,
was murdered by all of the shooting from here.
Yes, there was a large amount of poison weaponry. The Archon fell back for that.
That was pretty obvious. Other shooting, you fired some pistols into the rubrics, bounced off.
I did. I fired some pistols into the people over there, bounced off.
Lots of missiles from here went this way, killed 2, but passed morale.
Yeah. That was it.
And then we went into some combat. So the witches multi-charged into the horrors.
The succubus charged first.
The succubus charged, and you see the succubus isn't in combat because she died horrifically to Overwatch, assuming gender.
Yeah, she did. Yes, that's
so she died to Overwatch. Then the witches charged in because she was there to draw the Overwatch, get into combat, and then the witches would be free to pile in. But alas, that didn't happen. I managed to roll 3 1s out of my saves, so my 4 saves required of the rubric, so they're dead. Passed morale, and then I killed 2 in return.
Yes, 2 of my guys are dead. 2 of my 5.
Passed all my morale with 1s.
Yes,
which was quite epic. And combat over there, you fluffed everything.
I did.
Oh no, I passed 2 invulnerable saves.
You did.
5+.
You did. Yes.
And then killed a wound off of the bike, which put you down to 1 biker.
Yep.
And that was pretty much the end of the combat. So points wise, then we tally up the points.
An extra 2. Well, no, yeah, because this is not the end of the battle round yet.
No, this is not the end of the battle round. So let's move on to my plans. What am I going to do? Because I'm running out of stuff. But equally,
I still think you're going to get it with the points. Is the thing. So
yeah, it's 14 plays 6, and we've still got some stuff to do here. That being the double pointer over there,
which you have got.
I'm going to get that one. And that one.
Potentially, unless you die in combat.
Unless I die horrifically in combat, yeah.
Knowing my rolling though, and yours, it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, that's been stalemated for nearly 3 turns.
3 turns,
3 turns of combat between 3 bikes and 6
to begin with. And we took them down. But
we're down to 1v1 now. Although you've got 2 wounds.
Ridiculous.
So yeah, what am I going to deal with? I'm going to have to deal with these 3 witches over here. I'm hoping a bit of smite might have something to do with that. I've got 2 lots of smite abilities, although I could pick on that one. I might just continue to ignore it. He's kind of stuck in no man's land. I'm going to try and use these flamers and him perhaps to get rid of that ravager. Oh, you noticed that's not there anymore.
Nope.
That was where the dark lances from him went in your turn.
I had a cheeky split, 2 at him and 1 at him. Luckily, due to being 1 inch of being within Archon range.
You rolled double ones.
Double ones
and then a miss.
So I rolled 1 hit and 2 ones. I split my fire between a flamer, an exalted flamer, and 1 at that and 2 at the
and with the rerolls of the ones due to this little guy sitting down here.
That did it.
Generated some hits and generated some damage, and I fluffed my invulnerables, and
it had to happen at some point.
If my invulnerables I've been rolling for these guys have been on some of my more critical stuff. Because they've
I didn't know you say that though.
But this is getting me points.
It's getting you points every turn. That's
so I'm sacrificing big stuff for silly piddly stuff.
Yeah, this is what, turn 3.
Going into my turn 4, these guys would have generated 5 points.
5 points. Which
so for a 30-point unit,
it's not bad.
I'll take it.
I think so.
So we're going to head into the Thousand Suns. Well, I say Thousand Suns. There's like 3,000 suns left in this army. It's more demonic than it is Thousand Suns anymore. But we'll turn into. We're going to turn 4. See what happens. So the end of the Thousand Suns / More Demons Than Thousand Suns, turn 4. Over here, all the witches got smited off the board, and that was pretty much them. I did then try a cheeky charge with the Exalted Sorcerer here. I took all the Overwatch, made all the saves, but failed the charge, so it was a free round of shooting, but you know what, that's going to be the thing, isn't it, really? Over here though, after some moving from this guy here, he smited into the Ravager, and some shots from one of these guys finished the Ravager off. One of them charged into there. This one failed his charge. Fluffed. I hit plenty of times, fluffed all the wounds, and you wounded me back though. So
I did.
We are over there in the combat now. The best combat of the game, about 5 turns worth now.
Four. I think we're on turn 4. This was the.
So they've been in there 3 turns.
3 turns. So 6 rounds of combat.
1 apiece. I took a wound off you. You passed one of your fancy saves.
I did.
But you fluffed your wounds back. More importantly, that's securing me a point. So again, looking at the points here,
2, 3.
This one was worth the 2 this time.
Yep.
2, 3, and 4 over here, and 1 to you.
Yes.
As we go into.
That makes you. Was it 18 to 7?
18 to 7. That will make it. Let's just keep a tally over here. 7. 18. 7. How important has it been to rack these points up? Christ.
Yeah.
Right. What's the plans?
I can't win.
There's not enough turns to generate that many points.
No.
And well, yeah, even if we get the 6 for
if somehow I'm able to get everything,
yes,
I can't see me surviving that long. So really, it's just a matter of being true Dark Elder and be spiteful.
Play to the character. Play to
exactly.
The character.
So I've got to work out what I'm going to take out really here. This guy has got to die. Let's be fair. I think this is the man.
Why? That's been a good combat.
That unit of
heroes. I'd like to call them heroes. In fact, they might be promoted to Blue Horrors.
Blue Horrors. This seems fair.
Well, that's the promotional structure within Tzeentch.
Ah,
yeah,
it's good to know.
Yeah, it's always a career structure. Individual development plans have been created for those Brimstone Horrors.
I don't have enough command points to really allow me to do much in the way of
trickery.
Anything. So yeah, really, it's now just a matter of what to go for. I'm up to this is round 5 now.
Yes.
The highest I've ever got to. I've had the most number of turns I've ever played.
Is that because you've killed them before then?
Or I've died.
Or
one or the other.
One of the...
Or we've just gone. Do you know what? It's late. Let's call it.
Yeah. But we don't work in tomorrow.
No, that's true.
Good.
So really, that's it. And now it's just a matter of working out what I can do and what I can't do, and all of that kind of jazz.
All of that kind of stuff. Well, when we come back, we'll see how we can or we can't do at the end of the Dark Elder turn 5. So the end of the Dark Elder turn 5. How did we do, Tim?
Better. I killed the bloody Zangor that was been plaguing me.
Yeah. You hedged your bets a little bit because you were going to fall back and shoot because that was worth 2 points.
Yeah, it was, but I got persuaded that it would be the wrong thing to do. Tactically, possibly the right one, but the wrong thing to do. So
I have a leadership down here while we're thinking.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Fail miserably. They are all gone as well, so we'll get rid of those. That's another point I can't get. But back where we were before, so we did some moving. These guys moved and
they moved around. I kept my Dark Lancers where they were. I don't know why. I probably shouldn't have done.
You overkilled a Brimstone Horror with them.
I did. I was kind of hoping I would. Yeah, I just overkilled a Brimstone Horror. Yeah, I was aiming. There was a Flamer over there, which I actually ended up killing with Dark Lancers up here.
Yes.
So then those Dark Lancers became irrelevant. There was a Flux Capacitor.
The Fluxmaster was there. He got murdered by lots of rapid firing weapons from there.
Do enjoy some poison weaponry.
Yeah, that Flamer died as well, as you said, from the
from my Dark Lance over there.
And then your Succubus, your Archon
charged in, did nothing,
bounced off.
You killed
two witches,
two scourges, and I did one back to you.
1 wound back. And that was the end of your turn 5.
Yeah, the most important part. Just to reiterate, killing that
Zangor over there. You only did 1 wound, and
that was enough.
Fluffed the invulnerable save.
It was enough for me to claim that objective.
But really, plan now because you're going to score 2 points for objective 5, right?
Yeah, 1 point for objective.
1 for there.
I gave up. I could have moved forward to do that one. I felt I needed to just deal with some changelings.
It's a lot of points to try and get.
I don't think I got it.
Even if I just get that 1 more point over here.
Well, you've also got a trooper who can drop down.
Oh, I still have, Plucky Guardsman who is going to jump downstairs and claim that. So we're going to get a couple of points, I think, this turn. Yeah, that's pretty much the plan. So when we come back, we'll see how that works out. So end of the Thousand Suns, turn 5, super quick turn, like literally 3 minutes. This guy jumped down onto that objective down there. These guys shuffled forward onto that one there. He disked forwards over to there, unleashed some smite, took you down 3 wounds off of your other Archon. And then we went pistol shots from the Exalted Flamer in combat.
Took out the last Scourge.
Killed the last Scourge. And then in combat, you just chomped the Exalted Flamer to pieces.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it.
Yes.
So points wise, we get a point here. We get a point there.
I get 2.
And you get 2. So it's 2 apiece in that round.
Just out of way of that one.
That Scourge getting killed has cost you a point there.
It has.
And here endeth turn 5.
Yes.
Shall we see if the game continues? Do you want it to continue? Shall we continue?
Shall we see if it does?
Yeah. It does.
Fantastic.
So let's see what happens with the Dark Elder turn 6. Where's the magic objective?
2.
2?
Over there.
Over here. What's the plan?
I'm not entirely sure there is much of one. I'm going to move forward and try and kill you. I think that's as best as I can do.
We are on 6, 12, 18, 20 points, phase 9.
Yeah, I don't think I can do this.
I don't think you. I think you're going to struggle. You haven't got enough units now left.
No, but I might just again out of spite just try and kill you.
Out of spite, I like out of spite. That is in character. Let's bring it on as we go into your turn 6.
Cool.
So the end of the Dark Elder and the Thousand Suns turn 6 because they were both stupidly quick. In fact, I didn't even have to move or anything. So in your turn, this guy flew over here.
Took out the lone cultist.
Took out that lone cultist in combat. So that was pretty much it. And then some lances from over this squad here, which have spread out to make sure they can claim at least one objective.
Yep.
With an option of getting to there. Should turn 7 come and 1 be worth in points. You moved your Archon round here. And got into combat with my Exalted Sorcerer.
Yep, unfortunately, saving throws did it.
Saving throws did it. And in your turn, you also moved over there, fired some lances down here. I've only lost 1 guy.
Yep.
Even -2 leadership for being on turn 6 or whatever on. Still meant that I've got a guy there. and then in my resultant turn, 0 movement. It's just smite, and
death,
3 mortal wounds, and that was that. So, end of turn 6, where are we with the points? You've got a point over here, you've got a point over there.
I do. You've gained 2 as well.
And I gained 2 for the magic objective, so 2 apiece.
Makes it... I don't know, I can't remember what the scores were.
Well, it puts me another 2 there. It's
22?
22
to 11.
Plays 11. Do we get a turn 7?
We do not.
We do not get a turn 7, and there she blows.
So that didn't go well.
You didn't think? What happened?
Well, it started off well. I feel I had a good opening couple of turns. First turn,
turn 1 was savage.
Yeah, used it. I think losing your Mutalith in 1 round was quite nasty. 1 round of shooting did that.
Yep.
Yeah, taking a lot of your Forge Fiend down did heavy damages to there, which was good. I fell into the classic trap of old school 40k of not facing the objectives, not playing the game for not playing the objectives, but playing for the kill, so to speak.
That's thematic for the Dark Elder, though.
I think so. I mean, there are some. Yeah, there was a couple of points like flame weapons are just horrible against my army. I'm very lightly armoured. If I can get into combat, fantastic. Unfortunately, when you've got a unit of your flamers, your exalted flamers.
Everyone hates those exalted flamers, by the way.
Yeah, I can see why. They are a bit of a pain.
And I didn't even get all the tricks off of them either, with the flickering flames and so on.
No.
That can be really quite disgusting, as people will attest to that have played against them.
It wasn't pleasant at all. But yeah, no, I think I was lucky with I had some really good rolls earlier on in the game. I had some really bad rolls later on in the game, and I think there was a certain 1 turn where with so many in-runs from yourself.
Yeah, I did pull out a few nice
at the right
ones.
points, I feel, and that did help. I think, yeah, just taking off a couple of things. Thematically, I mean, realistically, I should probably have dropped back my jet bikes and then have them fall back to then allow my unit to shoot. I probably should have, and I do this a lot, but probably should have moved my big infantry unit forward. But I'll get there in the end. I'll get there in remembering that.
But you've only played, what, less than half a dozen games now, right?
Yeah, about 6. I think this is my 5th or 6th.
And most have been against, what, Rich from the Floorhammer podcast?
Yeah, so I played 3 against Rich from Floorhammer podcast, 2 down the local store, 1 against Dave from Floorhammer podcast.
Yep, so 4 out of
you are,
me, yeah.
Yeah, so...
but you've got another game lined up against Tom, who I played a couple of times on the channel now, so you're going to be playing his Night Lords.
I am going to be playing his Night Lords, hopefully. This is the first time I'll be playing a non-Tzeentch Chaos, non-Thousand Suns Chaos, so that'll be interesting.
Oh, yeah, did you play Dave's Tzeentch Force?
I played Dave's Tzeentch Force. And
it's very different to mine, to be honest.
It is, yes.
Plays very differently.
He made a mistake with that one and he let me go first, which allowed me to actually just absolutely shoot him.
Well, you got to go first here.
I did.
What did you talk about? What did you think of the chapter approved mission here? Because it's very different from the main rulebook.
It is. Again, the fact that we're not using the objective cards, just focusing on the objectives, and yeah, I think it's a lot. I have a lot of units, which is good. Very good for the objectives. Again, I didn't play for it though, which was the thing.
And I did.
And you did.
I had to. After that first savage turn, I was like, this could either end in turn 2,
yeah.
In which case, thank you
Fantastic.
very much for coming.
Yeah, that's good.
We'll get some pizza in. Or I could just try and eke out the points. I got lucky with some of those rolls of where the key objective was.
Yeah, there were.
So I picked that up a few times.
I think your unit of the match was your unit of Brimstone.
10 Brimstone horrors
and claimed
earned 5 points in the game.
5, 6 points.
Yeah.
I think 5 or 6 points. Yeah, throughout the game, which is great. Yuzangor was just annoying more than anything. I know you said they're normally your man of the match and didn't do as well this turn.
When combined with that Mutalith Vortex beast, they can be utterly savage.
Yeah, but then I think as well, having the failed charge that you did, that failed charge helped a lot just for the sheer number of poison weaponry I throw out. And yeah, re-rolling ones to hit and to wound with Archon and the Cabal I've got helps with that. I still like the army that I'm playing. I need to tweak it a little bit. I'm going to change. I've got a new Cabal on the way.
New Christmas presents.
New Christmas presents. I'm going to finish painting off a couple of things. And the Succubus I was very disappointed with. But then I also didn't realise that the Flamers had... that the Exalted Flamers had a flame weapon. I probably should have thought that.
Built-in flame weapons for close defence.
In my head, I just remember Rich telling me that he's complaining about how las cannoning they are.
Yeah.
So I just thought they had that, and then when being assaulted with
they've got a pistol D6
good.
flamer as well. Just for those close encounters.
Yeah.
Like when you want to charge.
Although no, it was good. As I said, I think how the units were spread out. If I'd moved forward and claimed the centre objective, I would have had a bit more. If I'd dislodged those early on and not kept my unit down here, I would have had a bigger range of where I could deploy things in turn 3 onwards. The Scourges and the Witches really could only deploy in one kind of area where they would be of any use.
But yeah, I really like the chapter approved mission where old school of one army deploys first, then the other army.
Yes, it was good.
Was going back old school instead of the roll, and no roll off.
No roll off. It's just
pure siege.
Just a steal. Yeah, that was good. I never played 7th. I've been told I was probably a wise move in that.
Yeah, I skipped a lot of 7th because I got frustrated with it.
It was interesting. We had chose the mission. I think you chose the deployment Dawn of War.
Yep.
And just as you said, it kind of made it old school with just the objectives being the issue.
And then the objectives randomly changing. I think that's most of the chapter approved books. That's the deployment. That's how it works. It's one army then the other. Only a steal, and then something funky will happen with the objectives.
And that was quite cool.
And the fact they were evenly distributed, which is part of the rule as well, part of this setup, meant that you had that figure of 5, which meant there was no advantage really gained. And my terrain, I deliberately make my terrain so that no one side has an advantage.
Yep.
Everyone has elevation, everyone has similar cover, so that it didn't make too much difference. And then it was just who played for the objectives and survived the longest.
Yeah, I think I may have made a mistake with where I moved my stuff at the beginning instead of moving over this flank. If I'd moved over that flank, I could have.
You did redeploy. Everything was over on this flank.
It was.
Everything started here, and then you did a magic trick and moved everything over here.
2 command points for that, which is nice. But no, I think I probably shouldn't have done that. Probably should have moved them over there. You're not knowing your army and not knowing what it's made up of. I think having the Witches in the webway wasn't necessarily needed. I could have had deployed them over on the right flank. They could have swept up. I mean, obviously I didn't know where you were deploying, I guess, but it swept up round the flank and kind of swing round could have been good. Deal with those stupid brimstone things.
They're not stupid. They're units of the match. Units of the match. They're on the career ladder. I told you they're going to be made into blue horrors now.
Yeah.
And one day when they're big and better, they'll be made into pinks.
Yeah. And there may be an exalted thing of something.
They could become a Fluxmaster one day. Yeah, such is the career ladder of Tzeentch.
Yep.
It's all about the career and progression.
They're very progressive.
There's always opportunities within Tzeentch's forces.
Which is good to know.
Yes. But at the end of the game, there's not a lot going on. You've still got your flyer. I did take a couple of wounds in the end, but nothing to damage it.
It's got
these guys are full strength. I don't think I ever shot them at any point. No. And I've literally got my.
I have a single.
You've got a single guy over there, and I've got 2 models left.
Yeah.
All about playing for the points.
Yeah.
And as we ended up 6, 12, 18, 22 played 11. I'm quite happy with that. What did you think of my forces, by the way? Because something different that you've not played.
Yeah,
you've played
I've played a little bit of Tzeentch. I haven't played the demons before. The invuns are always a pain, but at the same time, I kind of expect that because my army is mainly focused around poison weaponry. I kind of assume that when I'm shooting a large number of of poison weapon, people are going to get armor saves, so that's fine. I usually tend to just go for overwhelm with the more dice I throw at it, the better.
Something will fail eventually.
Exactly. Absolutely. Unfortunately, that didn't actually happen tonight. Really, a lot of the time. I got a lot of Dark Lances. They were dealt with relatively early.
I did take it. Getting rid of all those vehicles, I mean, I did have to sacrifice a lot to take them out.
Yeah, you did.
I did throw a lot of my heavy stuff forwards early on. The Demon Princes, the Helldrake,
yeah, all
flying in, tying up, or at least shredding you enough to...
And I think I was surprised how well they lasted comparatively, it has to be said. I mean, the Demon Prince, having a large number of invulnerables is always a pain for the Dark Lance side of it. But excuse me, I think on the kind of the flip side of it, things like the Mutalith and the Demon Princes, which are quite large, but the fact that my poison weaponry doesn't really care about it, I can just deal with it that way, makes life easy. So yeah,
cool. Well, a cracking game. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me over.
I'm sure you will be back.
I'm sure I will,
and we'll have more battle reports for the channel in the future. But thank you very much, Tim.
Thank you very much, Nick.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
So there we go then, guys. The Thousand Suns and the Tzeentch Daemons, even though there was only 2 models left, were triumphant simply by playing the objective. A big lesson for anyone out there who wants to try and win games when you're facing overwhelming firepower is potentially, try and do what you can. But if you can get those points, the points rack up, and it ended up being quite a good victory by about 11 victory points in total. Very happy with the way that played, even though my army was utterly devastated in turn 1. Managed to pull out a few tricks and keep myself in the game long enough to pull out a victory. But I hope you enjoyed the battle report. I hope you learned something new. And if you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And I shall catch you guys on the next video.